The air in Omaha was thick, heavy with anticipation, the kind that settles deep in your lungs. You could almost taste the pressure, the hopes, and the dreams hanging in the balance. The stadium lights hummed, casting long shadows across the field, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple. A mix of humidity, hope, and the ever-present comforting smell of hot dogs. The aroma wafted through the stands, a familiar scent that spoke of summer evenings and the thrill of the game. Fans lined up at the concession stands, grabbing a quick bite before settling in for what promised to be an unforgettable contest. This is the Men's College World Series, the pinnacle of collegiate baseball, where dreams are realized or crushed under the bright lights of Charles Schwab Field. Every player has poured their heart and soul into reaching this stage, and now, under the intense glare of the stadium lights, they would face their ultimate test. The stands were a sea of orange and black for Oregon State, a testament to their loyal and passionate fan base, and teal for Coastal Carolina, their supporters a vibrant splash of color against the Omaha backdrop. Every fan was on edge, knowing what was at stake. Each pitch, each hit, each error could swing the momentum and alter the course of the game. This wasn't just another game. This was a clash of titans, a battle of wills, a moment etched in time. It was a battle for survival, a step closer to a national championship, the ultimate prize in college baseball. The weight of expectation hung heavy in the air. The energy buzzed from the dugout to the upper deck, a palpable current of excitement and nervous anticipation. The roar of the crowd was deafening, a constant reminder of the magnitude of the moment. These young athletes have fought all season for this moment, enduring countless hours of practice, sacrifice, and unwavering dedication. The pressure is immense. Every pitch, every swing, every play magnified under the unforgiving spotlight. The smallest mistake could prove costly. The slightest hesitation could be the difference between victory and defeat. For Oregon State, this is familiar territory. They've been here before, tasted the sweetness of victory, and knew what it took to climb to the top. For Coastal Carolina, it's a chance to prove they belong among the giants, to defy the odds and etch their name in college baseball history. The underdog Chanticleers carried a quiet confidence, a steely resolve that belied their underdog status. They knew they had the talent, the heart, and the determination to compete with anyone. The tension before the first pitch was palpable, a thick blanket of anticipation that settled over the stadium. Every eye was glued to the field, every breath held in anticipation. You could see it in the players' eyes, the unwavering focus, the burning desire to win. The focused pitcher, meticulously preparing for each delivery, the determined batter, digging in with unwavering resolve, the nervous infielders, poised and ready to react at a moment's notice. This is more than a sport. It's a culmination of a lifetime of dedication, sacrifice, and unwavering commitment. It's the embodiment of dreams, the pursuit of excellence, and the unwavering belief in oneself. Parents watched with hearts in their throats, their faces etched with a mixture of pride, anxiety, and unwavering support. Coaches paced the dugout, their minds racing, strategizing every possible scenario, searching for any edge that could give their team the advantage. This is the crucible where legends are forged and hearts are broken, where heroes rise and dreams shatter. June 16, 2025, was destined to be memorable, a day that would be forever etched in the annals of college baseball history. As the umpire yelled, "Play ball!" a roar erupted, shaking the very foundations of Charles Schwab Field. The game was on, the moment had arrived. The story would be written one pitch at a time, each delivery carrying the weight of expectation and the promise of glory. Would Oregon State's dominance continue, their experience and pedigree proving too much for their opponents? Or would the Chanticleers shock the world, defying expectations and seizing their moment in the sun? The players took their positions. The stadium lights gleamed like beacons, illuminating the field of dreams. And the great drama of college baseball began, unfolding before a captivated audience. The journey to the championship was about to take a dramatic turn, a roller coaster of emotions, triumphs, and heartbreaks. From the very first pitch of the game, a fastball that painted the corner, it was immediately clear to everyone in the stadium, this was Jacob Morrison's stage, his moment to shine under the bright lights of Omaha. He was ready to seize it. The Coastal Carolina right-hander stepped onto the pitching mound with a quiet intensity, with calm control that belied the pressure of the situation, conducting a symphony of strikeouts, weak groundouts, and frustrated swings from the Oregon State hitters. He was in complete command. His fastball exploded late, jumping on hitters and making them uncomfortable in the box. His slider darted with wicked movement, a true out pitch that kept the Beavers guessing, and his changeup tumbled tantalizingly below desperate swings, a testament to his command and deception. Morrison faced the top of Oregon State's vaunted order, a lineup known for its power and patience, and dispatched them with unnerving efficiency, making quick work of their at-bats and keeping the Coastal defense engaged. The Beavers, a team used to imposing their will on opposing pitchers and dictating the tempo of the game, walked back to the dugout looking confused and frustrated, searching for answers that Morrison simply wasn't providing. The Coastal dugout fed off Morrison's calm confidence and dominant performance, their energy growing with each out he recorded. Even with a runner on base, a potential threat looming, Morrison's demeanor never changed. He remained cool, calm, and collected. He trusted his stuff implicitly and had complete faith in his defense to make the plays behind him. Oregon State hitters grew increasingly frustrated with each passing inning. They couldn't solve the Morrison puzzle. Morrison was a stone wall, an unyielding force on the mound. He worked quickly and efficiently, pounding the strike zone with precision, and dared the Beavers to hit his best pitch, challenging them to prove they could handle his velocity and movement. By the end of the third inning, the scoreboard told the story. Morrison had retired 9 of the 10 batters he faced, a dominant start to a crucial game. The potent Oregon State offense, usually a force to be reckoned with, looked completely neutralized, stifled by Morrison's command. Guessing at pitches, taking awkward swings, and making weak contact that resulted in easy outs. Coastal's fielders barely broke a sweat, calmly fielding ground balls and making routine plays. It was a truly dominant performance, a masterful display of pitching prowess. A clear message sent to the rest of the College World Series field: the Chanticleers were not intimidated by the big stage or the highly ranked competition. Jacob Morrison was in complete control of the game, dictating the pace and frustrating the Oregon State hitters at every turn. The Beavers had no answers for Morrison's dominance, no adjustments they could make to crack his code. The masterclass was just beginning, and Jacob Morrison was the professor. Omaha had a new star, and his name was Jacob Morrison. The college baseball world was taking notice. While Morrison dominated, Oregon State's defense cracked. In the second, a routine play unraveled. A rushed throw pulled the first baseman off the bag. Instead of 1 out, Coastal had 2 on, no outs. Sensing opportunity, the Chanticleers pressed. A double play ball was fumbled, a run scored, another runner advanced. A wild pitch brought home a second run. Coastal led 2-0 without a ball hit hard. Oregon State's mistakes were contagious. By inning's end, it was 3-0. The Beavers, known for clean defense, were rattled. The momentum swung to Coastal. Now Oregon State was chasing both on the scoreboard and mentally. They needed perfection against a pitcher who looked unhittable. The early stumbles had dug a deep hole. The pressure mounted. With Oregon State desperate, facing a growing deficit, the pressure was mounting on every player in the dugout. The weight of the situation was palpable, a sense that they needed something, anything, to shift the momentum. Catcher Easton Halt, known more for his skills behind the plate, stepped up to the plate in the fourth inning. He knew the team needed a spark, a catalyst to ignite their offense. Known primarily for his defensive prowess, his ability to command the game from behind the plate, not necessarily for his power hitting, Halt approached the at-bat with a clear focus. Halt engaged in a fierce battle with Morrison, the Coastal Carolina pitcher, stubbornly fouling off a series of tough pitches. He was determined to make Morrison work, to find a way to get on base and start something for his team. Then, in a moment that surprised everyone, Morrison left a fastball hanging up in the zone. Halt didn't miss it. He unleashed a powerful swing, connecting with the ball perfectly. The ball soared high and deep, a majestic arc against the sky, carrying all the way into the left field bleachers, a solo home run that electrified the Oregon State faithful. The Beavers' dugout erupted in a frenzy of celebration, the energy shifting palpably as they cut the lead to 3-1. Halt's unexpected blast had breathed new life into their hopes. The spell that Morrison had cast was broken. He suddenly looked vulnerable, human, no longer the unshakable force he had been. Oregon State fans roared their approval, the stadium shaking with renewed hope and belief that their team could still pull off a comeback. but Coastal Carolina, displaying the composure of a seasoned team, answered immediately, refusing to let the momentum swing completely. In the top of the fifth, a leadoff walk put immediate pressure back on the Beavers' pitching staff. Then, a perfectly executed hit-and-run play advanced the runner to third, putting runners on the corners with only one out. A subsequent sacrifice fly brought the runner home from third, restoring the Coastal Carolina lead to 4-1. The Beavers' momentum, so briefly ignited by Halt's home run, vanished almost as quickly as it had appeared, leaving a sense of deflation in the stadium. Halt's thunderous home run was a spark, a brief moment of brilliance, but Coastal Carolina's immediate response was a storm, a reminder of their resilience and determination. The Chanticleers played with a remarkable poise, never appearing rattled or overwhelmed by the pressure of the situation. Oregon State's glimmer of hope, so brightly lit just moments before, began to fade once more, replaced by a growing sense of frustration. The deficit remained daunting, a constant reminder of the challenge ahead. Coastal Carolina was firmly in control, dictating the pace and flow of the game. Coastal Carolina's response defined their identity. They never got rattled. Morrison returned to the mound, unfazed, retiring the side in order. The Beavers' momentum was erased. The Chanticleers played with quiet swagger and total belief in each other. Every player knew their role. The team was a well-oiled machine. In the middle innings, Coastal played small ball, moving runners and forcing Oregon State to make perfect plays. The emotional contrast was stark. Coastal loose and confident, Oregon State tense. The Chanticleers looked like favorites, not underdogs. Their resolve was a psychological weapon, dismantling a college baseball giant. Oregon State felt the weight of expectation grow heavier with every inning. As the game wore on, Coastal's defense took center stage. Oregon State finally made solid contact, but every hard-hit ball found a teal glove. In the seventh, a would-be double was robbed by a diving catch in right center. In the eighth, a backhanded stop at third started a double play, killing another rally. These defensive gems did more than prevent runs. They demoralized Oregon State. The Beavers couldn't buy a hit. Even their best swings were snuffed out. Coastal's fielders played with infectious energy, celebrating every out. They weren't just supporting their pitcher. They were the backbone of the team's dominance. The defensive wall was impenetrable. Oregon State's comeback hopes faded. Defense was the final piece of Coastal's puzzle. In the eighth, Oregon State's last real chance arrived. They chased Morrison after a leadoff walk, then worked another walk, tying run at the plate, no outs. The crowd came alive. This was the moment. Coastal's reliever faced the heart of the order. A shallow fly ball, one out, runners stuck. The cleanup hitter grounded into a double play. The rally was over in a flash. The Beavers' hope evaporated. They had their chance and couldn't capitalize. The walk back to the dugout was long and heavy. The energy was gone. Their last stand had been repelled. The reality set in. One more inning, one more chance. The end was near. The ninth inning arrived, 3 outs from glory for Coastal, 3 from heartbreak for Oregon State. The Chanticleers closer took the mound, firing fastballs past the first batter, strikeout. The second Beaver battled, worked a full count but struck out swinging, 2 outs. The Coastal dugout was ready to explode. The final batter stepped in, the stadium roaring. He swung, weak contact, a lazy fly to center. The catch was made, game over. Coastal's celebration was instant. Players piled on the mound, joy uncontained. They had beaten a giant on the biggest stage. Their dream continued. Oregon State stood motionless, devastated. Some stared, some hid their faces. Their nightmare had begun. One loss from elimination. The final score, 4-1, didn't tell the whole story. Coastal Carolina's win was validation. They belonged. Their clean, high-energy baseball toppled a titan. Now they're one win from the championship series, confidence sky high. Oregon State, loaded with talent, was undone by mistakes and Morrison's brilliance. They fall to the losers bracket. Every game now an elimination game. The path back is long and treacherous. Can they regroup and rediscover their identity? The pressure is immense. One more loss means going home. As the lights dimmed, 2 teams walked different paths. One toward glory, one on the brink. This is the magic and cruelty of Omaha.